executed there from Arcadia.
You can't be mad about that if you're the Hornets there to deal the final blow.
Yeah, Arcadia kind of gets a little loss of where this ball is going to land, and Kiazi track.
Impressed with the offensive pressure that we were seeing from this team today.
Yeah, I mean, Mango and Elim really able to make that one happen. Mango getting that.
Mango to seal the deal. Look at that. The demolition saw the defender coming slightly divert.
Beautifully, Mango just not in the right position, not expecting that turn.
Oh my goodness. Look at the way that this is set up. We nearly went 2 games in. Watch this goal too. That was a laser from Mango. Just straight into the next. And you'll see what happened there is Eliminate had the original push. Kiazi 3.
Yeah, I mean, Big Murph and Space Beer there, both able to find these angles. Elim gets the
3 of their goals here.
Yeah, another huge demo there coming through from Beer Farm, setting up Big Murph.
It's not close to impossible for the Hornets to come back from.
Yeah, with 38 seconds left here in game number 3, definitely hard to get.
Slip away even further. Pass up to Beer Farm. Mango thought that he could get it. Just didn't have quite this where Kiazi had in the sights, and it's just a hair. It takes so defense rotations and vice versa so far. That one caught them off guard.
Yeah, Elim just...
That's their first goal in 9 minutes of gameplay. Up, then Arcadia will fly right over your heads, reclaiming the lead within this series. Shenandoah now are on the back.
With a 3:23 left in this one.
Yes, Delaware were able to pop it right over Elimination's head there. So eventually it's on the board, and look at this play. It was a huge pass down to Mango. They found him perfectly in the air. You're expecting your next plan up. That's what Hornets. Free game.
Yeah, and really just a great job right there for Stellar to recognize Eliminate kind of being in like a back.
Shenandoah weren't able to keep that ball close and found themselves playing right into the hands of odds, guaranteeing Delaware an insurance goal.
Yeah, really unfortunate.
And you'll notice right here, because it was so early on, Elimination didn't have enough boost to actually power that shot over Scooter. And same thing with Mango, wasn't able to get that from the room to work. And oh my, they will deliver. That's a second for Elimination.
And take a look at the boost from the side of Delaware. 2 players with Shenandoah, and just like that, blink and you miss it. Shenandoah is ahead in this one.
And this is exactly what they wanted. They got the hit off the kickoff. Kiazi may not have gotten that last touch, but it was enough to back.
Give Shenandoah the lead once again, and that is his 2nd of the match.
There's a pass to himself, right?
Yeah.
The hit first down midfield, and a lucky bounce. Not even.
For as far as I go to say that, good old Casticers once again, and we're back to square one. 8 goals in this game, 4 to 4. Just phenomenal.
Watch this.
Phenomenal flip reset. I mean, yeah, not much Mango could have done there. Phenomenal flip reset.
A critical error as Mango gets it to 1 point.
Yeah, and just like that, the breath of life is back in Shenandoah. I'm gonna say box out as like a basketball term, but quite literally just boxed out whoever that was in the air, and it leads to a goal. And
it's gonna get that first goal in for Shenandoah, and for the very first time, they will be in the first lead.
So I think that's the 3rd instance of a casting curse from both of us, but it's just the defensive rotations from Shenandoah just seem to be slightly off, and it is costing them. Thankfully, it didn't cost them a goal, but...
And it goes so gosh dang speedy that Shenandoah, they don't even have an opportunity to react. Elimination was there, but if you're even a hair short...
Flick that pass and fake out Kiazi on defense, and that is going to lead to another goal for Delaware.
Delaware, again.
No follow-up there, no boost available for Mango after he misses that aerial. But Mango, again, trying to redeem himself. Elim with the pass off of Mount St. Mary's player.
Really matter. Eliminate is able to still just get an attack off. Mango tries to go for a tap off the ceiling, and it's a pass to Kiazi for the first initiative.
Yeah, demos coming back and forth. Traded across the board here between Mount St. Mary's and Shenandoah. Mango off the wall, however, able to salve Mount St. Mary's on the attack.
Yeah, and right now a big attack forming from Mount St. Mary's. Fuzzy, is he going to be able to get on the end of that and clear it? No, he can't.
and really Mango sees that opportunity and strikes, tying up this game 1 apiece with 2:30 left now, and answered right back. Kiazi.
Right now, both teams looking absolutely stalwart in their defenses as another big save, but Eliminate is gonna find the back.
An unintended obstacle, yes. We can see some
This new P4, I mean, this is gonna just be really good for the side of Shenandoah.
through there. Stevo getting J-Hem as well. A huge hold there, possibly Stevo getting that kill again on Don Rahulio there. Relic in a firefight of its man will fall to J-Hem, but Stevo is going to answer back on fire right now.
Trying to clear him out, but they don't see it. And they do have that trophy of J-Ham, does recognize it, does go down, it does get another.
Running through them, rotating back onto this P1. Verdi will be dropped by the Boogie.
Super devastating for the side of Shenandoah. I mean, they consistently had some pretty nice plays, but we do see Verdi, Stevo, and Relic getting to, as Relic take any cutoff angles as possible. Pushing into that DVD, gets the
On the side of Rutgers, you're looking for these picks, looking for these angles. Mossman killing his own member there. Stevo dropping Verdi, and Mossman trying to answer back. Too able to do so. Don Rahulio just barely escaping with his life there. Stevo trying to push his way in. Yeah, Shenandoah now down about 70 points here. Rutgers will be killed by Verdi there, and really no one on this point, no one able to get these kicks to him, but J-Hem and Boogie are just closing the door.
Oh my god, Stevo getting a massive 2-piece, trying to just stay alive, gets a third, almost gets a fourth. Stevo is feeling super hot right now. Get point cap. Yeah, and we can really see these rotations come out as Verdi just needs to play his life out.
Yeah, Shenandoah has to have a good hold here on this P1. Something that
Julio is alive, but there is that pinch.
SU can win off this point here.
Brave, ready to get Shenandoah back on the attack.
Yeah, Big Murph looking for a
Mango!
clear there. Mango
Woo!
off the corner there. That quick answer back for Arcadia off of that back wall there. Just unable to reach it on Shenandoah's side. Good play there from Arcadia to even up this score. Right? I mean, Big Murph all the way getting that flip reset. Just perfectly executed there from Arcadia.
You can't be bad about that. If you're the Hornets there to go final blow.
Yeah, Arcadia kind of gets a little loss of where this ball is going to land, and Kiazi tracked.
Impressed with the offensive pressure that we were seeing from this team today.
Yeah, I mean, Mango and Elim really able to make that one happen. Mango getting that.
Mango to seal the deal. Look at that. The demolition saw the defender coming slightly diver.
Beautifully, Mango just not in the right position, not expecting that turn.
Oh my goodness. Look at the way that this is set up. We nearly went 2 games in. Watch this goal too. That was a laser from Mango. Just straight into the next. And you'll see what happened there is Eliminate has the original push. Kiazi.
Yeah, I mean, Big Murph and Space Beer there, both able to find these angles. Elim gets the
3 of their goals here.
Yeah, another huge demo there coming through from Beer Farm, setting up Big Murph.
They're not close to impossible for the Hornets to come back.
Yeah, with 38 seconds left here in game number 3, definitely hard to get.
To slip away even further. Pass up to Beer Farm. Mango thought that he could get it. Just didn't have quite this point. Kiazi had it in the sights, and it's just a hair. It takes so defense rotations and vice versa so far. That one caught them off guard.
Yeah, Elim just.
That's their first goal in 9 minutes of gameplay. Then Arcadia will fly right over your heads, reclaiming the lead within this series. Shenandoah now are on the back.
Survivor Ping Pong Hockey will drop 2 Tracer there, the ultimate coming through, getting huge picks onto the back line of Shenandoah. Ben, again, the last to fall in that exchange.
They're going to guarantee themselves an overtime. Ben rolling on through and right on out just as quick now. And by the time that Shenandoah get back into the fight, Lynn's characters move so quickly that they're going to be ready for a full 5 battle. And this time, with an extra cherry on top with these ultimate support. With a competition like Lynn are running, it doesn't matter all too much in the ground.
And Ben here, very low, retreating now to that health pack, able to get it, regain some momentum here, but Cherry will die. Sigurd and Voidex already very low as well, trying to get that Tracer with 7, and Zaitu already opening up on the backline. King Kong 5, the supports are dead. That is a team kill on the side of Blinn.
Blinn rather thing. Only part of your team moves so quick on then Yada or Brig needs a regrettably slow heroes on rotation and on players like Voidex and Sacred End to make it, bring them alive, shutting down a stall that could have gone.
there. Does find the guy planting the bomb. Parlays it into his second.
1v3 looking for the clutch, looking for the last two. He's gonna find one. Another one walks in with us.
Absolutely a must-make because of the ease of
easy
them.
what? The rest of his team is slowly collapsing. The Sombra is the last one alive, and Boydex with the clutch.
Ella gonna get the Nair, starting out the Nair train. Boy cannot get out of it. What are we gonna see? The forward air, then down air!
Taking some form of space outside the spawn door, but Dragon Blade's gonna look to take it right back with a huge shatter. Oh my god! Another pick! Another pick! Oh, he just keeps going and the pick bang!
Hard point in the hand of the other team. Toxic tried to find one, finds a second. Does he get the 30?
Finishes off with the pistol!
The entire team in front of him, and he's gonna find
like
for
dominoes.
the ace, actually!
Push all the corner, and Gingy staying deep instead of going defensive like usual.
Oh my god, kickoff probably was a 4-piece!
Happy Friday, Shenandoah Esports fans. What couldn't be a better way to close out our week than with some Rocket League action. Our team has been itching to get back on the field ever since their last matchup that was well over a week ago. And now I'm Molly Dens with Ben Kincaid, ready to walk us through some of the action tonight. So let's get down to it. We're going to get right into it, right? Rocket League team, currently 0-3 in the NECC Champions Division, the second highest league of competition. Now, here they are. They're going against the University of Maryland this evening. Arguably, their most winnable one yet.
Yeah, they lost last week, right, 3-0 against the University of Delaware, who is a very, very strong team. And Maryland last week beat Arcadia. I believe it was 3-1 was the scoreline. And weeks prior to that, SU did play Arcadia. They looked very strong against it. They went to the full 5 games in that series. So I'm expecting some high-paced action here. Like you said, very winnable game here against Maryland. I'd say these teams are pretty evenly matched, and this could really swing either way, really depending on who's really on their A game tonight.
And it seriously is going to come down to that, is which team is on their game. Who came to play tonight? And it's been a long day. It's been a long week. Heck, this is the first time that a Rocket League team is playing their match at the actual scheduled time on a Friday. So you've had 5 days of classes, of practices, other matches, and now just to cap it all off, you're here on your evening to play a match that could potentially be your very first win. The players understand that. Talking to them earlier, they understand it's not going to be easy, but they also know that this is their chance. If they can bring their A game, they can really shine today.
Yeah, and we can look at the player cams here, going through everyone. Kiazi on your screen here now. We can see Quillark going through some last-minute game plan here. The coach behind them, giving them the talk of like, hey, you got this, right? They're sitting 0-3 right now, trying to pick up their first win. Maryland 1-2. Yeah, and with this team, right, this is only their second semester together, like we've talked about previously. Still kind of gelling together, but playing very, very strong together. And a lot more aggression has come from this team that we've seen previously, and that's something that I've loved to see and would love to keep seeing out of all 3 members of the squad.
Absolutely. I mean, from this team, we've seen showcases of offensive prowess. They're setting up this impassable line on the defense. Yes, that is awesome. But the one thing that they've been missing is that connection between the two. They can have a game with some of the best offense they've ever played, but their defense lacks so much that it's such a high-scoring game that usually they end up falling behind. Or they have such a strong defensive game that they barely let any goals in, but it's the one that goes through, and then they're not as offensively focused, right? So they need to find this happy medium. They've had plenty of opportunity to continue working on that, and here they're prepared to show it to us today.
Yeah, that is something that has been very notable with this squad, right? They are playing either very heavy defense or very heavy offense, and one of them just doesn't exist in the game, really. So trying to find that healthy balance between the two, keeping the pressure on, which is something that we saw against Arcadia previously, and was very powerful, really, across the series. is something that they need to keep up going into this Maryland team, right?
Yeah.
And having that healthy balance is something that will come on to Kiazi and Eliminathan that we've seen a lot, kind of switching out and in between that defensive role. We see Mango a lot of times pushing forward, trying to make plays, setting up Kiazi or Eliminathan here for goals, but a lot of time Mango can find them on his own. So having kind of the pass and the setup between two members and one member of the squad hanging back in that defensive position, ready for these clears to come through from the opposition, is something that we've seen, but also sometimes something that we have not seen.
Yes, and when all of these gears are clicking into place, I mean, they make magic happen. There is no doubt about it. But if the smallest thing is misaligned, it all gets set on fire. And that is a problem because that line is very thin in a game such as Rocket League when you have the smallest margins to be able to react, to make plays, to communicate with each other. And especially when you're going against a team that's at your skill level, even potentially a tad bit above, if you really want to dig into our map records here. But, I mean, you need to keep that in mind, right? Know where that balance is, find that line, and go into it with that even standing.
Yeah, and going into game one, right, this is the best of 5 series, so you can kind of make adjustments mid-game. And if you can pick up that first win, that's huge, and try to exploit what worked in that first match. And then if you don't see stuff that does work, if you do go down in that game number 1, just readjust, keep it cool, calm, collected, and try to pinpoint, hey, this looked like it could have worked. See if we can follow up on that a little bit more, a little bit stronger, and try to recreate those kind of plays in game number 2 and moving forwards. And the same thing on the defensive side. This was like a really good clear that we were able to get here. What happened? Was there a disrupt on pathing? Is there stuff that we've been looking for with demos, which has been coming through from Kiazi and Eliminathan in recent weeks here? And just kind of keeping that momentum in their favor is something that they need to look for to keep going forwards in this series.
Kickoff getting started for game number 1, Shenandoah University versus the University of Maryland. Quickly shot on the net of the Hornets, attempting to get a clear. Mango not able to find it quite yet. Eliminathan back off at the corner over the head of J Knight, but not quite the same story for Hexy. Now playing a very defensive game to start off. Maryland has set themselves up in a nice defensive choke, but Kiazi reading that double tap very well, starts to disrupt it, denying a potential scoring opportunity. And Shenandoah yet to have firm possession within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, the clear has not come through yet for Shenandoah. The offensive power right now from Turtle. Elim trying to get that clear, bounces it back off of Turtle's car there. But again, JD Knight is in position to get these clears. Shots are on goal, on target for Maryland, but the defense right now is holding strong for SU. But that's something that we talked about before. The defense is looking great, but there's been no pressure whatsoever on Maryland's side of the field.
And here's the thing, they're struggling to get it on through, and it's Eliminathan with an incredible nosedive, preventing that score from evening out. It's been over a minute into the game, and the ball is yet to touch the orange half. And while Shenandoah, once again, they're setting up that brick wall in front of them. Yes, that is awesome, but you gotta get it to the other side of the field. It's gonna get there for a second, but we said hi, and now we say bye. Kiazi's not ready to say goodbye just yet. Hit back over to the corner, forfeiting that control. Turtle now trying to find a teammate on the pass, and actually will end up finding a demolition onto eliminate. Shenandoah are in trouble. It's Kiazi banging it down to the other side to bail them out.
Yeah, Kiazi with a huge clear there. The demo coming through. Kiazi as well getting JD Knight there on that demo, but with the ball being in SU's half of the field, unable to capitalize on anything there. Mango now trying to dribble this ball across half field, but again, clears coming through from Maryland. Turtle is there, and now an open net, a shot on goal there. Mango able to get there just in time to push it past that post, but now the pass is coming through there. Won't connect per se here on Maryland's side, and a clear coming through from Kiazi, something that they haven't looked for. Now the cross coming through, unintentional there almost from Turtle it seemed like, but a good response there coming through from Maryland. Hexy trying to get that aerial goal there. Mango with a huge demo onto Knight. This could be momentum over in SU's favor.
Yeah, finally having an opportunity on the offensive end. They're losing the control that in the air. That's a major problem. Keeping this ball close is one of the things that the Hornets have actively been working on. It keeps it away from their opponents, makes them have to come closer. By that, get them out of position and struggling to get these passes to connect, and it's kind of a rare thing, right? Shenandoah, their strongest point has been finding each other on the field, and Maryland has prevented that in so many different ways, through demolitions, through just straight up getting the ball away from a Hornets player before they can even get that final pass off. So that's why we're seeing the possession wane so heavily towards the Terps on their end. They're going to look for a setup across the goal. Kiazi goes a little bit wide, and Hexy is there to nail it to the back.
Yeah, we can see there with that goal coming through from Hexy, Kiazi has no boost, no way to really get up in the air, tries to go off the wall and push that towards Elim, hoping that they can get the clear instead, but just unable to get to that ball fast enough to pass coming through there. A goal on the board here for Maryland. A minute 45 to go. Still a lot of time for SU to try to make something happen, but they need to be winning these clears and winning these aerial battles, as two members will miss the ball there. Hexy again capitalizing on a mistake from SU.
And this is where it starts to get in your heads, right? It was actually a collision mid-air, a slight miscommunication that led to disaster. And in a game such as Rocket League, the smallest mistakes have the potential to just blow up into these massive explosions that, you know, I mean, maybe for not demolitions, but it's going to get you behind on the scoreboard. Shenandoah, they've struggled in this past minute or so to regain control. Now they're going to get it banked down to the far end, and it'll be Kiazi to get it from the back. This type of point, while it might not be the cleanest one out there, is just what the Shenandoah needs to get themselves back in the game.
Yeah, we see Hexy there, unable to get back in time on the side of Maryland, going for that full boost in the corner on the retreat. Kiazi just with a clear on target there, bringing it back within one. Kiazi again trying to find this clear turtle, meeting him halfway, not able to get anything out of it for either side, but Mango now trying to make something happen. A pass over to Kiazi, just barely too far wide. Elim meeting it there in the corner, trying to get it back over to his teammates. Full boost almost on the side of SU here. Getting expended there, getting these clears. Kiazi trying to make something happen again, but Turtle on the rotation from Maryland is there in time to keep this a one-score game.
Shenandoah, yes, now they're starting to find each other on the field, just the change they needed. With only 45 seconds left on the clock, they're going to have to find each other once again. Step number one, getting the ball away from Maryland. JD Knight trying to play a solo game, had to come back to hurt him. Turtle didn't get stopped. They quite wanted elimination, trying to set it up in front of the net. Even if the ball doesn't quite reach its point, Kiazi's able to have the retreat. We're seeing these smoother transitions between offense and defense. It's getting closer. Maryland knows that they're not out of danger just yet. Mango with an opportunity. J Knight ends up getting themselves in front of the ball. Now more 15 seconds. Mango looking for eliminate in the front lines. Hexy once more reading the play. Maryland have been exceptional when it comes to identifying each player, marking them up. But what can you do if they're set up mid-air? Eliminate it to Mango. Picture perfect to tie.
Yeah, Elim getting that huge pass over to Mango there, and really just threading the needle over to Mango. No player on Maryland in position. 6 seconds left now, possibly forcing the overtime here. The demo will come on to Hexy. Elim trying to make something happen. Has the ability to flip it over, and will get it. Elim, holy moly.
Oh my god, I can hear them screaming behind us because that just happened. This is not something that you're going to find often. That was a standstill off the goal line. Kiazi went in, got the demolition. The ball was wide open, eliminated it all the time in the world, and he just drove it right home. I mean, what a way to turn a game one around. They're smiling, they're dancing, and as they should be. This kind of start is the one that the Hornets snowball into further game wins.
Yeah, I mean, the beginning of that, we can see Kiazi there waving to the camera. At the beginning of that match and that game one, SU was fully on their back foot, right? They couldn't get any offensive power going whatsoever. And towards the end there, they were able to find their passing lanes and find their rotations to really kind of catch Maryland off guard with the team play that they came out with towards the second half of that round, and really just kind of blew it out.
that doesn't happen. That does not happen often. It was truly a special moment to be on the broadcast. For that. And you have to think, Shenandoah, you start out that game, you're choked in your own defensive end. There is no understating that, right? They spent a minute and a half stuck in half of the field. We didn't even see the other half of the pitch. They finally managed to get out. Yes, a little bit of wiggle room, but it's right back over. Points were scored, 1, and then that was 2. The fact that they were able to get that long shot from downfield, that woke Maryland up. That woke the Hornets up. They're like, all right, guys, we just got a point. Get your heads in the game. We can make this happen. And look where that got them. They kept persevering. They kept pushing forwards despite the difficult start. That effect that it has on your mental can't be understated. And here they are, up, ready for game 2.
Yeah, game 2 kickoff coming through. Nothing too crazy just yet. Kiazi getting the clear over to this corner, passing it up across the wall, but unable to capitalize is Mango in that instance. Rotation is now coming back through for the SU squad. Mango trying to keep it over in Maryland's half of the field here. Pass up to Turtle, shot just wide of that goal and a little bit high there. But again, the clears are getting better and better by both sides so far, but SU now kind of trapped in their side of the field. The double tap not able to come through from Hexy. Mango with the flip up, but Knight is there to intercept the shot. They're staying at 0-0.
And here's the difference, right? Shenandoah, they're keeping the ball close. If you just bang it down to the other half of the field, guess where Maryland just have a player waiting. I mean, that's Turtle's whole job, is to receive that ball. And it's on Mango to keep it close. I mean, he's been the one getting these massive air dribbles, right? He's the reason that Shenandoah are seeing the orange half of the pitch. They just need to manage to kind of repeat that, right? They've had a couple long shots. They were trying to recover in terms of boost. Now Kiazi has an opportunity. Up over to the back corner. Is there any player? Not quite yet. Mango decided to stay back for the retreat, and what a great idea that was. Yeah, the clear coming through there from Maryland was on target there. Mango able to retreat, recognizing that if they can't get this play, he won't be able to do anything to help it progress any further. Going on that rotation to that defensive side. A limb with the kill, and Mango again. I mean, whoa. Hey, you give him the ball, he's gonna cook. It's as simple as that. Mango is one of the most mechanically talented players that we have here at Shenandoah. When you have him with these close balls, Maryland, they're not going to get in the way of that. They've been reading the passes incredibly well, so Shenandoah realized, all right, we can start to play more of this solo game for opportunities just like that. Yeah, and Mango on that goal has that slight tap on the top of that ball, really to kind of barely get it out of reach of that Maryland player. The demo coming through again. Kiazi onto Knight, unable to do anything with it. Kiazi on the retreat now alongside Mango, and now we see the attack coming through. Mango winning the 50-50 there. Nothing Maryland could really do about that one. Turtle trying to keep it over in SU's side of the field. The goal off of the crossbar, but again, Knight answers right back. The demo coming through, coming back to hurt SU. It was a wonderful slew of shots from Maryland, right? They had the two players going up. While that one might have been off target, JD Knight, third man, steps in, you commit, you get the point. So Maryland, they played that incredibly well off of Shenandoah. They just had no physical bodies available to stop that shot. So score now all evened up. This is where Shenandoah started to crumble last time around. They cannot lose that momentum. They've worked so hard to build on up. These players heavily affected by that mental game. But even at their best, they really pull out some incredible plays. And we want to see more of them just about now. But of course, you need to once again find out how to sneak past Maryland. Yeah, these clears need to come through from the side of SU, but Knight and every member so far keeping it over in SU's half of the field. Turtle trying to make something happen. The whiff on the ball there, but able to keep it out of Turtle's reach. Knight trying to send it back over in favor of Maryland. Turtle again in that half field. Mango, however, winning that one. Possible touch, and the tap will go through. The patience from Mango waiting for that ball to come back down to his car to get that little love tap to get it right past Turtle there. Great execution and a 2-1 lead here for SU. You could have asked for better positioning on that ball. I mean, Mango is a player that you trust. Mango is the guy you give the ball to when you want something cool to happen. And my goodness, was that pretty dang cool. Shenandoah reclaiming that lead in just under a minute. And now they have to do their best to hold on to it. Maryland have once again turned up the gas. Are going to try to choke them out. Demolition from Eliminathan is going to buy them some room to work. Yeah, the demo coming through. Kiazi trying to set it up
for Mango again, but Turtle is in the area, able to get that save. And the shot there, collision there halfway through, but they do meet on the ball, able to stop that one from going towards that net any further. Kiazi now in the air trying to make something happen on his own, but will be met by Maryland. And now it's JD Knight's turn, trying to make something happen off of that backboard there, but really unable to do anything about it. The clears are coming through from SU, trying to be answered back from Maryland, but they're just keeping them so far well away from the net. Elim, no boost, unable to follow up on that aerial. The flip reset will come through from Turtle there, but Elim down on the ground, able to find the clear for SU.
They're able to, I mean, yes, they do touch the other half of the field, yes, but they're still in big danger. Mango blocking JD Knight, winning that 50 out at least temporarily. Eliminate moving around this final corner. Shenandoah have managed to hold themselves incredibly strong on the defense just far. They only need to do it a tiny bit longer to make it happen. But Eliminate, and that one got tipped over his head. Is there going to be a follow-up from Maryland? Yes, the tap is going to come through. And once more, under 40 seconds remaining, Ben, the score remains tied. Shenandoah, can they find another last-minute goal?
Yeah, and Turtle there with a great angle, able to flip that one just barely over Elim's head there, and no member of SU was able to get back in time. Kiazi trying to find that clear again on that kickoff. Elim will be able to do so in the air, about half his boost left remaining. Kiazi meeting it in the corner there, trying to dislodge the rotations here from Maryland, trying to disrupt some patterns in rotations, but Turtle again able to find that clear. Mango finding one back over to the far right corner on the side of Maryland here, but right now it's clears back and forth. 10 seconds left here on the timer, tied at 2.
5 more seconds now. Maryland in control. Turtle looking to bear at Mango. Not going to allow that to happen anytime today. It's up to Kiazi going for the double tap. Will he manage to get it? No! It's hit down to the ground. Opportunity maybe missed, but the game is still not over. Overtime is where we'll be headed for a second game.
Yeah, Kiazi almost able to get that double tap with the final seconds. Yet again, the rotations coming through. Knight and Hexy are there in position to stop the forward momentum off of that overtime kickoff here for SU, but the clears are still coming through across the board. Turtle now trying to get a double tap of their own, unable to do so. Elim in the air, possible flip reset coming through, but unable to get that one to connect. Kiazi still, however, keeping it in Maryland's side.
Shenandoah, while they may have at least some form of possession for now, Eliminate is forcing all 3 players of Maryland to crowd around this net. They are scared. They know what Shenandoah are capable of doing. They're not going to move until the ball is far and gone, and Shenandoah have to race back. It's Eliminate to get the first save. Who's there for the second? It's Kiazi on the back. Maryland not willing to commit the 3rd player just yet, but they're going to do it for that final shot. JD Knights saw their opportunity and took it accordingly. Maryland taking game number 2, eating the series in overtime.
Yeah, Elim just barely unable to get high enough to make contact with that ball to set up the clear for his teammates. They're tied it up 1 apiece now. Maryland coming back strong in that game, but again, so close towards the end there. Kiazi just barely unable to seal the deal there towards the end, and the defense just kind of falling a little bit behind with their boost management. They're unable to really make connections on that ball, and with Maryland just 3 members strong, just trying to force their agenda there.
At that point, Maryland, they got scared, right? You could see it. They were threatened by what Shenandoah is doing. You do not place all 3 of your players so close in the net if you are not terrified of something, all right? Otherwise, okay, maybe something else is wrong. But they got that clear, right? They got that clear. Shenandoah had to use all of their boost to get on back. They had 1 player up. They had 2, but at the point they had to get those resets in, they're just down. And that's the thing, is Maryland aren't necessarily winning these off of the mistakes of Shenandoah. They just have this boost management. They have the utility available to actually pull out some of these plays, and it's the ones that will end up defining the game in the end. The fact that we've seen 2 3-2 games back to back, I mean, this series is far from over. It's not going to end in 1. It could end in 2, however. Shenandoah, though, after facing a loss like this, after they lose a game, traditionally they have a very hard time coming back from that. And a loss in overtime is never a feel-good at all. So we want to see them come back. I want to see good old mid-game Mango make his appearance, come back with some of these incredible plays that he's been making with the setup of Eliminathan and Kiazi.
Yeah, the kickoff going heavily in favor of SU there. Mango with the pass over to Kiazi, but we see Hexy there on the respawn. The demo did come through onto them. The respawn just in time. Now trying to make something happen on their own with a double tap off of the back wall. Unable to do anything about it. Kiazi trying to find those clears out of boost. Unable to really chase this ball down any further as we do see Knight get the demo onto Kiazi instead. Now momentum over in Maryland's favor. Elim also with no boost to his name. Kiazi 5 for him as well, but able to get that clear, able to retreat and get some boost back in their favor. And really, just barely out of position is Mango Turtle, barely able to find that top right corner for a fast score in game number 3.
I mean, look how perfect. It just slips right over. You can't perform that well. I mean, that's the best shot you can ideally have in a game of Rocket League. So seeing Turtle pull something out like that, pretty darn good. It does show how strong Maryland is as a team, and it takes players even like Mango by surprise in that exact moment. Hornets, though, far from giving up on this game. JD Knight, another one in front of the net, and like, look at this offensive pressure. Maryland are firing player after player, and they know it's risky. That was a full-on triple commit that they just did. It is honestly impressive. If Shenandoah got to clear any quicker than what we just saw, that could very well have been a chance.
Yeah, Mango getting demoed there. JD Knight with a shot on goal. Mango off of respawn. We're able to get the pass over to Kiazi, trying to cross it towards Mango, but with the demo coming through onto Mango Turtle, able to stop the offensive momentum that Shenandoah was developing in that play. Turtle shooting it towards his own net there, a pass to Knight, able to clear that one out of the way. And now back and forth passes again. Mango able to retreat, get back on that defensive rotation and keep them out of harm's way. Clears again. Mango getting a huge demo onto Turtle. A pass over to Lim, able to capitalize. Teamwork at its finest.
And you know the comment I was just about to make, Ben? I want to see Shenandoah play faster. And you know what they just did? They just played faster. You zoom down the middle, you have eliminated Maryland. They don't even have time to recognize what's going on before the ball is buried in the back of their net, and there's nothing they can do about it. Shenandoah have been giving Maryland the time and the space to be able to work. And you see the moment that they speed up the game, don't give them the option to think about what's happening. Look where that gets you.
Yeah, a fast goal there on the side of SU, tying it up at 1-1, 3 minutes to go here in game number 3. Mango trying to fight for these clears alongside Elim off of the ceiling. But right now, Maryland's rotations are there. They're able to get these clears back to around midfield here, trying to get these pinches off of these walls. Kiazi now on the retreat, trying to meet it in the air, will do so into this right corner, of Maryland. And the pinch coming through. Mango with a shot on goal. Turtle in position there with the save. But right now, Shenandoah has full possession of this ball.
Shenandoah have been doing much better in terms of the possession percentage that they've had here in game number 3. They're not necessarily playing a game of keep away, or rather a game of ping pong across the midfield line. They're maintaining that control. They're finding these shorter distance angles to be able to work at and giving Maryland fewer room to get around or straight up juke them out. That was elimination over the top ropes. But straight to where Hexy was waiting. Mango is waiting on the ceiling just for that exact moment. The knock coming through. 2 minutes on the clock at Shenandoah. They're just making it even with their score.
Well, it was Mango to Elim, and then now it's Elim to Mango. The pass. Look at the patience here, recognizing that Mango is in a perfect position. Turtle commits, trying to make contact onto Elim to prevent that pass from coming through, but just unable to get there fast enough. 2-1 now, 2 minutes to go in game number 3 for SU.
The Hornets, historically, when they lose a game, I said it before, they have a hard time playing with each other, maintaining that synergy. Yet, Ben, this game 3 is the exact opposite of that. This is some of the most coordinated gameplay we've seen from them thus far. As elimination, big tap down, looking for Kiazi, who ended up going for a quick retreat. All 3 players incredibly far forwards at this exact moment. Understand the need to retreat, but Kiazi elimination gets the demo. No follow-up indeed, Shenandoah. We're not planning on that to appear in the top right corner. Now, they're going to be the ones to race it back. They're keeping up the speed, keeping up the tempo, making sure Maryland is playing continuously on their toes and seamlessly transitioning between this attack and defense.
Yeah, you can see SU there has to forfeit momentum there a little bit. Mango and Elim were completely out of boost and had to retreat back to get their full boost in their corners there. And now back on it, on the aggression, Knight trying to make something happen back over in Maryland's favor. Hexy with the clear. The demo onto Elim, though. This could be what Maryland wanted to see, but by now the respawn has come through from Elim. The clear from Mango, trying to get it away from the top of their net there. Kiazi now finding a good clear back over into Maryland's side of the field. 2-1, still 40 seconds left. Maryland has to find something quickly.
Maryland, they're going to be hunting for that goal, and Shenandoah can certainly feel their watching eyes hunting for an opportunity, but if they have anything to say, they're not going to let them have it. Eliminate the ball into dangerous territory. But it's Turtle to sneak their way up first. The ball still very much anybody's game. If we learned anything from our past 2 matches, it's not over until it's over. Kiazi almost had an insurance point. It's not going to make an appearance. Maryland attempted to get the pass back, but Mango was already in that position. This potentially could be a wrongdoing. Eliminate and looking for Kiazi. Who gets it off the crossbar? It's 1 second left. It can't touch the ground for Maryland to keep winning. Turtle desperately holding it to the hood of their car and spiked back down to the ground. Game 3 shall come to an end, and Shenandoah are at match point.
Yeah, the spike coming through there towards the end, picking up game number 3, 2-1 on the scoreboard. Now, series point as well now for the Hornets, up 2-1 in the series, looking to close it out against Maryland. And in that game, we saw a lot more teamwork coming through from the side of SU there. Those 2 goals were huge. It was first the Mango cross over to Elim, and then again Elim waiting patiently for Mango to catch up to his momentum that he had on top of Turtle, waiting patiently to get that pass, that cross across over to Mango as well. Just flawless execution from those members.
It's the idea of pacing, working together. How are you controlling the space on the field, including the boost? Are you moving around the ball? Are you marking Maryland's players? What we've seen from Maryland so far, the reason that they've looked so good is that they've had each person kind of following somebody on Shenandoah that are disrupting their passes. And the Hornets, they're starting to realize that, that they need to move quicker. That means you need to be on that boost. You need to have an idea of which direction that you are taking. And now, as they've started to recognize that, they're making the proper change in order to counteract that. You're playing the faster game. You're finding each other much quicker, and that alone has gotten them 2 points on the board, set themselves up for match points. This is game number 4. Shenandoah have the chance to take it all home. Their first win of the NECC season is just ahead.
Yeah, Maryland trying to get on the board quickly, and will be able to do so. The double tap coming in from Hexy there with the setup from Turtle. A very fast answer on the side of Maryland in this game number 4. But if you're the boys, brush it off, right?
Exactly.
Not too big of a deal. You're down 1-0, but that was only the first 11 seconds of this match. And just regroup, find these clears again. We see Elim trying to make something happen on his own. Turtle there, or Hexy, excuse me, able to get the clear back in Maryland's favor. And Mango coming through to try to save the day, but Knight again on that rotation, able to really... The start of this game is not something that we've seen for this series. The first 24 seconds, 2-0 now in favor of Maryland.
The earliest points we've seen in a game so far, and honestly, Hexy is just a beast right now. 2 of those goals were off some incredible carries from that individual player. I want to see Shenandoah start to recognize that. I mean, JD Knight and Hexy together have been playing in the sky. Shenandoah, they're not going up to contest it. They're trying to play this slower game, waiting for that shot to come on through. And the problem with that, it's a lot harder to react than it is to actually initiate a certain play. So Maryland, they have a lot more of an opportunity to kind of move around and get creative, catching Shenandoah off guard. Granted, it's only been 60 seconds. We have plenty of game still left to go. Kiazi looking for Mango. Maryland, 3 players all rallying around Mango. They're so close together. Eliminathan decides to go in, try to spike it on back. But it's Shenandoah instead. They'll have to retreat. Yeah,
the clear coming through from Maryland there. Mango on the rotation, able to retreat, trying to get something back in their favor. Elim taking it off the wall. A possible cross coming through, but unable to squeeze it through the defense there of Maryland. We see the clear now on target there, but Elim on this rotation again. Good job recognizing that, hey, no one's back. If this clear is on target, that could be dangerous.
That's like the 3rd time I've seen Kiazi and Eliminathan run into each other in the series. And it's just like, hey guys, how's it going? That's cool. But if we're hitting our teammates, who's there to hit the ball? Not really anybody. Right. It is fun to laugh about. Like I can see that. But I mean, Turtle, again, Maryland, they're stepping it up. I mean, you can't underestimate, like, sure, you're close to winning the game. It's not just you that knows that. Your opponent understands this as well, and they're not going to let it go as easily. This is the best that we've seen from Maryland so far, and the Hornets are yet to find a response.
Yeah, the kickoff here again in favor of Maryland. Elim trying to get something back quickly off of that kickoff, unable to do so. The Maryland players able to retreat in time to halt any forward progress that SU was trying to develop there. 3-0 in favor of Maryland in this game, number 4. 3 minutes left here on the clock. Kiazi trying to meet it halfway, trying to get these clears back in SU's favor. The demo will come through, however, by Turtle, trying to get something back in their hands. The momentum heavily over in Maryland's side. Elim going down as well. The cross from Knight over to Turtle won't lead to anything just yet, but full boost almost on the side of Maryland coming through. SU needs to try to find a clear, but right now they're struggling to find that.
Remember how we talked about in the very beginning of the day that Shenandoah focused really well on defense. They focused really well on offense, right? Yeah. This is one of those games that they were focused incredibly heavily on offense. And now that they're starting to fall behind, that pattern, that resurgence, finding that middle ground is appearing to be a struggle. You can't quite get past this midfield line that Maryland has set up. They're trying these more creative things to do it. They're playing a little bit further forwards, like you'll see there. When Eliminathan went through, but was bumped out of the way. Maryland are playing an aggressive game. While it's not in demolitions, it's the bumps. Watch where they're running into players. Look where Turtle came in, knocked Hiazi, the last line of defense, out of the way. That wasn't a mistake of Shenandoah, but an excellent play from Maryland.
Yeah, the disrupt is coming through beautifully from the side of Maryland here. Like you said, knocking Kiazi out of the way, the last line of defense, just opening the door for Maryland to really pile on these points. 4-0 now with 1:45 to go. Kiazi finding a demo here on to Knight, but unable to do anything with the ball. They're waiting for Elim to take it by himself. The flip over, able to do it by himself. 3 points now separating the two teams, but with 1:40 to go here, they need to find these goals a lot faster than they have been able to do so.
It's a tall mountain to climb, but it's not quite Everest with the amount of time remaining on the clock here. Eliminathan gave Shenandoah the confidence they need to go ahead and succeed. It's just a matter of breaking through Maryland's incredible midfield line. I mean, I can't say it enough. They send one player forward, they keep 2 on the back end, knowing that Shenandoah have this tendency to go for these massive hits. They only commit if it's absolutely necessary, such as that moment from Turtle, and that gives Shenandoah the breathing room to move forwards. Kiazi, that's another tap. Mango going over, goes for the low ball, and it sneaks right through Maryland's fingers.
Yeah, Mango able to recognize that Maryland's going to try to go high to defend this shot, able to squeeze it under Hexy there, and Turtle unable to get that flip fast enough to make contact with that ball. Now 2 points, separating the two teams here. 4-2 still in favor of Maryland. 1 minute to go, however, and that's plenty of time to get 2 scores on the board, possibly 3 to try to close out this series. But first, they need to find a clear.
Work together to do just that. Maryland haven't been playing nearly as physical of a game as we've seen in the first half of this game. Shenandoah won't have it, so like, hey, you're going to hit us. We are going to punch you back even harder. The only issue that they've been facing is actually moving through. It's Hexy with another beautiful air dribble. It's off the crossbar. Maryland can have an opportunity to hit it through. Was Mango getting in there, but now that he's blown up into a fireball, this is a problem. That's 2 players demolished. Mango, very limited boost, having just come back into the game. 20 seconds remaining on the clock. The chances for Shenandoah to get 2 on the board rapidly diminishing as the time drains away. It's Mango down to the other side looking for the corner, but Hexy once again reads it so well, bumps them out of the ideal line of fire. Kiazi, one last hit. Turtle putting those dreams down to bed as Maryland gonna claim game number 4 and push the series all the way.
Yeah, I mean, with that last minute, the demos coming through on the side of Maryland, really slowing down any momentum that SU was trying to build in that last minute of gameplay there, evening out the series now 2-2, game number 5. And this is kind of what we expected right from tonight. This series was very evenly matched and could sway either direction here. And wins getting traded back and forth, right? But SU needs to maintain that balance of offense and defense, right? And get these passing lanes unlocked like they were able to in game number 3 and in game number 1 there towards the end. Because that's really what's been separating them from this Maryland team, because Maryland has not been able to find those tight passing angles that SU has been able to, that has been separating them in those wins.
And I think the difference is, too, is that Maryland play a longer game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They have players that are stationed further apart, so when they're trying to pass the ball to one another, there's more distance for it to cover. The difference is when Shenandoah tries to do the same thing, Maryland finds a way to get in there either by interrupting the person receiving the pass or just straight up going for the ball altogether, whereas Shenandoah prefers to sit back and wait. Either they're not nearly as confident in that aerial control, they need more boost, or they're just more comfortable playing on the ground where you can react from that. But you're giving Maryland more control. They have more possession. This was by far the most possession that we've seen Maryland have in a single game. It's not to say Shenandoah aren't opening these passing lanes themselves, but it's getting outmatched. The Terps have come alive for game number 4 to push it to the 5th. And now it's all up to this. Who's going to come away with that win?
Kiazi with a demo there onto Hexy, trying to get aggressive. Elim shot on goal, but Hexy off of that respawn, able to get the save. The ball hovering there for just a moment in front of SU's net, but no one on the side of Maryland able to get there fast enough and capitalize on the rotations coming through from SU. Again, a clear coming through from Shenandoah, but Turtle again trying to answer back. Just really a game of ping pong, we like to call it, right? Back and forth so far. Clears happening across the board, and so far a much slower start to game number 5.
Once again, brings back the point. How are you controlling this ball? Are you nailing it down into the other side of the field, hoping for the best, or are you trying to keep this close control like players, that's just Turtle, have been doing? Demolition to Kiazi, mid-air, dangerous spot, Mango barely able to tip it up above the net. Shenandoah might be out of danger temporarily. Eliminate them, though, going down there was going to be the person to follow up on Mango's shot. Well, they might not be present. It's good that they had demoed, because otherwise you didn't have a player on the defense to come back to the other side, and it's not enough. Hexy is still on point from game number 4, and we'll get the Terps on the board first.
Yeah, Mango was in position there, but Turtle finding the crucial demo means that Elim has to try to make his way back towards that net, but with the momentum of his car, it's unable to turn on a dime like that. And really, just a good play coming through from Maryland. Turtle able to find that demo, giving them that man advantage. And right now, again, the pressure from Maryland being exerted is just so much greater than that of SU. SU on their back foot, trying to play defense, trying to find these clears, but just have unable to do that thus far.
Well, ball will see the orange half of the field, at least for about 2 seconds before it's back into the Terps' control. Kiazi can't quite move it past JD Knight. I mean, look how much faster Maryland have been playing this game number 5. Shenandoah haven't had the greatest advances in terms of boost pathing, which leads to very few chances breaking through. Speed, less time to react. Maryland have had plenty of it thus far. It's proving to be a problem. Demolitions, yes, that is one way to help solve the issue, yet it's not going to do it completely. Turtle, pass up towards the midfield. Eliminathan getting up in the defender's face. That is what we want to see. Take the initiative. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. I'm sorry. I'm done now. And that's the thing. In Shenandoah, they're understanding what they need to play. They're showcasing great defense, but they're unable to find that fluidity between their own attack.
Yeah, the clears have just been coming through from the side of Maryland. Elim, however, getting the demo onto Hexy. This could be an opportunity for a goal here. Elim with the follow-up, but Hexy on the respawn, able to answer.
Triple
and now
commit.
A shot on goal. The triple commit, just like you mentioned, it means that no one is back on defense for the side of SU. And with the clear from Turtle on target there, Elim just out of position, not able to get back in time to get that save. 2:13, however, still left on the timer, only down 2. We saw what they did in game number 4, able to even it up, or at least bring it closer in a shorter amount of time. Looking to the same thing here in game number 5.
Shenandoah, you can tell, they're starting to get desperate for a point on the board. It's rare that we're going to see a triple commit from them like that. The only one we've seen this series, Eliminathan, yes, saw an opportunity. high risk, high reward scenario, and that one, the risk outweighed the reward. Shenandoah have time to come back. They've done it once before. They can do it again here. Maryland, they know that they're ahead. They have 2 goals, and that is a pretty decent standing to be on. They're playing more defensively focused if they have to, committing 2 players back to the nets. It's demolition on through. Ulmanathan not having too much help. Kiazi also coming for a bump, but the ball moves way too slow for anybody else to get a tap in on it, to have a significant touch available. It dances in front of the net for a little bit longer before Maryland are able to kill it off to a corner.
Yeah, and with these corners, it's been difficult for SU to really get these crosses across the board. They've been getting met time and time again. At Turtle there, you can see bumping Kiazi out of the way. They're saying, no, I don't want you to have this ball. I'm going to take it back. You can see Mango, they're trying to get that aerial. 1 minute now on the timer, but full defensive mode coming through from Maryland. Elim trying to get that shot past that post, but unable to do so, just a tad right.
Shenandoah started this series off with a bang. Now only 45 seconds remaining on the clock. They're going to have to end it with one as well. Mango looking for the center. Nathan already committed, got bumped out of the way by Hexy. Maryland's aggressive playstyle, taking players out instead of the ball, will come back in reaping rewards as a 3rd on the board. Shenandoah's mountain just became taller.
Yeah, Turtle again finding that aerial, that high tap. SU committing again, multiple members trying to get a point on the board here in game number 5. Means that that net again is wide open, 3-0 now in favor of Maryland. Kiazi now has to try to make something happen. The cross coming through, but the clear coming through from Turtle as well. Mango with a double tap, a pass off of that post, trying to get these crosses set up, but these passing lanes have been sealed tight by Maryland, unable to get anything started. 10 seconds left here with 3 goals down. This game 5 is almost all done and dusted.
Shenandoah had such an amazing start to their day, to this series. It is Maryland who stepped it up at the final hour to take them down. And they're still going to be looking for that first win within the NECC Champions Division.
Yep.
Again, you're playing against some of the best collegiate teams that we have within the country, the second best that's even offered. And now taking 2 of these squads to game 5 while you are unable to close it out. The fact that you're able to keep the series close enough, especially against a team like Maryland that has some of the best teamwork that I've seen from a lot of collegiate players recently, like, that is an accomplishment on its own.
Yeah, don't overshadow, what they did here today, because they played very strong, very fast. They just couldn't get over that last hurdle there, unable to get these passing lanes. Maryland kind of recognized what the game plan was. Elim to Mango was something that was coming to bite them in those earlier games there, but just unable to find that here in game number 5, getting shut out there. But a lot to look at, a lot to work on, but a lot of positives coming from the series.
Every time that we see them play, we see improvements on many, many aspects. And today, it was that fluidity between offense and defense. While we didn't get to see it in game number 5, every other round that there was, you had clean transitions. There wasn't a moment that I'm like, oh, that shouldn't have gone in. No, there was always somebody in the position that they needed to be. And Maryland just made the adjustment for that. They played more a physical game, right? You're beating them up, you're shoving them out of the way, then there's only so much that you can do. You can do everything right leading up to that point, but you can't control what your opponent does at the end of the day. Yeah,
and like you said, there was a lot of disruption kind of in these games that Maryland was able to win. The demos coming through onto Kiazi, onto Elim, Mango especially, as well as you trying to get aggressive. Being demoed on these kind of aggressive plays that they were developing really just shut them down completely, because we saw Elim multiple times with these aerial attempts getting demoed in the air, and then that's really the eject button from the other 2 members. Get back. This is 3v2 now. If this clear goes in their favor, it's going to be hard to rotate back and find this defensive play. So avoid getting demoed, Easier said than done, of course, especially with a team like Maryland, but that's something that kind of outweighed, outshone. I don't know. Maryland was better at the demos here today and able to find those advantages that SU wasn't really able to do so off of their clears.
Yeah, we're seeing the same pattern, right? Shenandoah, they can work like clockwork, they work magic.
Yeah.
That's how I started the series, and that's how I'm going to end it. The second somebody drives a wrench into their plans, that's where they start to struggle. They have to climb their way back up the ladder, but they haven't been able to reach it just yet. They still have a decent amount of the regular season to go. They're competing in other leagues as well, and have so much time to continue practicing and improving as a team. And like even comparing them from last semester to this one, Ben, I mean, just think of the jump they've made.
Yeah, they've improved a lot from last semester to this semester, right? They're at this higher level of Rocket League as well, something that they were not seeing last semester. So being able to have these close matches and contest these top-tier teams in the country is something that we haven't, well, we didn't really see last semester, right? So it's awesome to see this improvement and how close these games have been getting as they progress this semester.
And it's only going to continue on the upwards trend. Our Shenandoah Rocket League team will continue looking for their first win within the NECC Champions Series. But before that, they're going to go ahead and take a long-deserved weekend off, as will the rest of us, and I hope the rest of you as well. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Shenandoah Esports stream. We will be back tomorrow, actually, for our League of Legends matchup, which you'll be playing in.
I will.
It'll be super fun. So make sure you tune in tomorrow afternoon. Give us a follow so you can stay updated on all of our future matches. And most of all, have a great and safe weekend.
Goal coming through from Hexy. Yavi has no boost, no way to really get up in the air, tries to go off the wall and push that.
And this is where it starts to get in your head, right? There was actually a collision mid-air, a slight miscommunication that led to this point. While it might not be the cleanest one out there, it's just what the Shenandoah needs to get themselves back in the game.
Yeah, we see Hex.
There you go, picture perfect to tie.
Yeah, Elim getting that huge pass over to Mango there. And
oh my god, I can hear them screaming behind us because that just happened. This is not something that you're gonna find often. That was a standstill off the ball. He's gonna cook. That it's as simple as that. Mango is one of the most mechanically talented players that we have here.
SU.
It was a wonderful slew of shots from Maryland, right? They had the two players going up. While that one might have been off target, JD Knight, third man, steps in, you commit.
To come back down to his car to get that little love tap to get it right past Turtle there. Great execution and a 2-1 lead here for SU.
40 seconds remaining, Ben. The score remains tied. Shenandoah, can they find another last-minute goal?
Yeah, and Turtle there with
Look it accordingly. Maryland taking game number 2, eating the series in overtime.
yeah, Elim just barely unable to get high enough to make contact in that top right corner for a fast score in game number 3.
Oh, man, look how perfect. It just slips right over. You can't. What was just about to make, Ben? I want to see Shenandoah play faster. And you know what they just did? They just played faster. Just zoom down the middle. You have eliminate Maryland and leave it a ton.
Mango the pass. Look at the patience here. Recognizing that Mango is in a perfect position. Turtle commits from Turtle. A very fast answer on the side of Maryland in this game number 4. But if you're the boys, really, the start of this game is not something that we've seen for this series. First 24 seconds, 2-0 now in favor of Maryland.
It is fun to laugh about. Like I can see that, but I mean, Turtle again. Maryland, they're stepping it up. I mean, you can't underestimate. Like, sure, you're close. Watch where they're running into players. Look where Turtle came in, knocked Gianni, the last line of defense, out of the way. That wasn't a mistake.
Now separating the two teams, but with 1:40 to go here, they need to find these goals a lot faster than they have been able to. Maryland's going to try to go high to defend this shot, able to squeeze it under Hex there, and Turtle unable to get that flip.
From game number 4, and we'll get the Terps on the board first.
Yeah, Mango was in position there with Turtle finding the crucial on defense to the side.